Dear students, today we are going on to discuss the numericals on unit, work, power and energy. So to solve the numericals, first of all we know so many formulas which involved in this unit. So first of all we know about motion. Basically theoretically we consider two types of motions. One is known as a uniform and other is known as uniform accelerated motion. Actually, uniform motion means speed remains constant. Uniform accelerated motion means acceleration remains constant. Uniform motion means speed is constant. Uniform accelerated motion means acceleration remains constant. For these motions, we have some equations. To discuss uniform motion, you have the formula distance or displacement is equal to velocity into time or speed into time. Or simply you can also know velocity is equal to distance upon time or displacement upon time. But when you are going on to discuss the uniform accelerated motion, then you have three equations. Number one, V is equal to U plus AT. You know, V is final velocity, U is initial velocity, A is acceleration of the body, and here T is the time. Don't use this formula for uniform motion. This is only for uniform accelerated motion. Secondary, there is another formula. If you want to find out the distance or displacement, you get S is equal to UT plus half AT squared. Then you know about the third formula, that is V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. These are the basic formulas which are needed for uniform accelerated motion. Now, it is also noted that about acceleration, if the speed of the body goes on increasing, the acceleration is positive. If the speed of the body goes on decreasing, acceleration is negative. Means, for example, when we kick a football, the speed of the football goes on decreasing. After some time the football comes at rest, means acceleration is negative. Suppose you are driving a car, the speed of the car goes on increasing, means here A is positive. It is also noted that sometimes you will also discuss motion under gravity. Means the body may fall downward, बॉडी नीचे को भी आ सकती है. बॉडी ऑफ मास m falls downward और बॉडी ऑफ मास m moves upward. Now there is a problem, but we consider the sign of the various terms like V, U, A, etc. So please listen carefully. In figure 1, when body is moving downward, all things are positive. हमेशा आपने याद रखना है, डाउनवर्ड मोशन ਦੇ ਲਈ V, U, A, S all positive. ऑल पॉजिटिव. किसी को भी न्यूमेरिकल में आप नेगेटिव नहीं लेना है. इन फिगर सेकंड अपवर्ड मोशन में ओनली A which is equal to G, A is equal to G taken as negative. All other quantities taken as positive. बाकी सब आपने पॉजिटिव लेना है. So when you discuss the motion under gravity, so for upward motion S, U, V are positive, but A which is equal to G is negative. For downward motion S, U, A, V all are positive. Clear? Next, about force. It is very clear, when body is in uniform motion, no need of force, but in some cases, means in daily life, there is always an opposing force comes into play. So some force is always needed to overcome that opposing force. For example, if you want to keep the speed of the football constant, then you must apply some force till the football is moving. ये मैं क्यों बता रहा हूँ? क्योंकि पहले मैंने बोला है कि यूनिफॉर्म मोशन के लिए F always 0, but if some resistive force like friction, like viscous force, opposing force, any exist in numerical, then some force is always applied to keep the speed of the body constant. Basically, force is always equal to m into A. Force is equal to m into A. Now whenever you want to solve the numericals, then you always use SI system of international. You can say that in SI you will use so many terms, like you will use distance, it must be in meter. You will use u, that is initial velocity, it is in meter per second. You will use v, this must be in meter per second. You will use a, this must be in meter per second square. You will use the force, that must be in Newton. You will use the work, that is always in joules, denoted by J. You will use the term power, this is in watt. You will use the energy, like potential energy, kinetic energy, these are also in joules. So means in numerical, distance in meters, u in meter per second, v in meter per second, acceleration in meter per second square, force is always in Newton, work is always in joules, power in watt, potential energy, kinetic energy, whatever be the type of energy, that must be in joules. Now we will here a table also. For example, 1 centimeter is always equal to 10 per minus 2 meter. If you have millimeter, 1 millimeter is 10 power minus 3 meter. If you have kilometer, then 1 kilometer is equal to 10 power 3 meter. These are the basic of distance. Time is always in seconds. Then about force, you must know 1 Newton is always 10 power 5 dyne. Dyne is ECGS system. So you must convert the dyne into Newton. In some numericals, force is always also given in kgf. If force is in kgf, kilogram force, then 1 kgf is equal to 9.8 Newton. 1 kgf. So force is always in Newton. If you are given force in kgf, then 1 kgf means 9.8 Newton. 50 kgf means 50 into 9.8 Newton. You always take force in Newton, not in any other form. Similarly, you have the work. Work is always in joules. Then similarly power is always in watt. You have 1 horsepower, that is 746 watt. You may also put power in kilowatt. So that is 1 kilowatt is 10 power 3 watt. You have power in megawatt. Mega. 1 megawatt. Mega means 10 power 6 watt. This is about the power. Then you have energies, like 1 joule is equal to 10 power 7 arc. This is the method how to convert the erg into joules. The second one is calorie. 1 calorie is nearly 4.2 joules. How to convert the calorie into joules? 1 calorie is equal to 4.2 joules. Then you have 1 kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt hour. This is known as a 1 unit. This is unit mostly used in electricity. 1 kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt hour means 3.6 into 10 power 6 joules. If you are given energy in kilowatt hour, then 1 kilowatt hour में आपने कितना पुट करना है? 3.6 into 10 power 6 joules. You have energy is also in electron volt. Energy is electron volt. E means electron, V means volt. Electron volt. 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. 1 electron volt. 1 electron volt is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. Electron volt is the unit of energy. You have also 1 mega electron volt. 1 mega electron volt. 1 mega electron volt means 1.6 mega means 6. You get here 10 power minus 3 joules. 1 mega electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 13 joules. So this is about the various units which are used in numericals, and you must know about these conversions very clearly. So one thing is very common, that is you always use SI, force, newtons, work, joules, mass, kilograms, distance, meters, acceleration, meter per second square. So next one is about first formula, work. If you want to solve the numericals which involves the term work, then you use the formula work is W, which is always equal to F into S into cos of angle between the F and S. This is the formula for work. Once again, you always know force is in Newton, distance is in meter, and theta is in degree. 60 degree, 90 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree. Then you find out the value of cos. For example, let me suppose first case numerical de ਲਈ, let me suppose body moves from A to B. Let me suppose the mass of the body is 10 kilogram. Let me suppose force is acting 10 Newton, say 100 Newton. Let me suppose displacement is 10 meter. Then how much work is done? How much work is done? So very clear. First of all, force is given, that is 100 Newton. System is clear. Distance or displacement is clear. Meter, system is clear. Then we know about angle theta. Now here displacement and force are in the same direction. both are in the same direction which are parallel to one another, so theta is equal to 0 degree. So numerical solve. F W is equal to F means 100, S 10 into cos 0. You must know about the cos 0. Cos 0 is always equal to 1. So what is the answer? 100 into 10, 1000, cos 0 1. So work is always in joules. This is the answer. So it's a simple numerical. In this numerical we want to study that force and displacement both are in the same direction and body is moving with uniform motion. Okay. Now second case. Second case, which suppose there is an inclined plane. There is an inclined plane. Suppose again the body moves from A to B. Say by distance. This is given. This is distance. This is given to you. This is equal to, say, again 10 meter. Say. And again force is acting along this direction. Force is acting on this direction. Say again 100 Newton. So how much work is done? Very simple. Work is equal to again F into S into cos of theta. In this figure, F 100, S again in the same direction, 10, angle between the F and S 0, cos of 0. Answer is again 100 joules. Okay. Now in figure third, figure third, let me suppose this is given. This is given to you. That is equal to 8 Newton. Body is moving along this direction. A to B. This is a point C. Now in this figure, numeric, you may suppose force is acting along this direction. Force is along this direction. That is equal to 100 Newton. This is the first case. Very clear. अगर मैं इसनूं बिना सॉल्व करें दसा तो न्यूमेरिकल बिल्कुल स्पष्ट हो गया. डिस्प्लेसमेंट कितना, सॉरी, दिस इज इक्वल टू 8 मीटर. 8 मीटर. हाउ मच वर्क इज डन? वर्क इज इक्वल टू फोर्स 100, S 8, angle between F and S, because this force is acting in this direction, 0. Again work is equal to same. But let me suppose in this case force is acting on this direction. Force is acting on this direction. And let me suppose this angle is equal to, say, 60 degree. Now in this figure, what are you observing? The question is, S is along this direction. This is 8 meter. Force is along this direction. That is equal to, say, 100 Newton. The angle between them is 60 degree. Now formula is again same. Work is equal to F S cos of 60. Now in this case F is 100, S is say 8 into cos of 60. Cos 60 means 1 upon cos 60 means आपने cos 60 की वैल्यू पुट करनी है. Cos 60 is equal to 1 upon 2. So what is your answer? 100 into 8, 1 upon 2. The answer is 400 joules. So this is your answer. No. One thing more in this numerical. When a body moves from A to B, it gains height h. So in this numerical, what is its potential energy? Potential energy is always mass of the body, which is given to you, x is due to gravity, which is mostly 10 or 9.8 into height. Now be noted, work is always greater than potential energy, because some work is waste to overcome the friction. The difference between the two, the difference between the work and the potential energy is used as a work to overcome the friction. Clear? Let me suppose one more numerical regarding this. Suppose a block of mass 30 kg is pulled up a slope as shown in figure with constant speed by applying a force of 200 Newton parallel to the slope from initial position A to the final position B. Calculate work done move from A to B. Very simple. How much work is done to move from A to B? You know work is always, use the formula, let this angle is theta. Work is force into S into cos theta. What is force? Force is given 200. What is S? S is given, that is 3 meter. But the angle between the F and the S, because both are in the same direction, so cos of 0. So what is your answer? Answer is 600 joules. This is the first. Now come on second part. Potential energy gained by the block. If we take G is equal to 10. Second question. First the second part. Potential energy. You know potential energy is always M into G into H. You given M 30, you given G 10, you given height 1.5. So what is your answer? The answer is 450 joules. Now very clear, there is a difference between the work and potential energy. You know potential energy is also work, but work is not equal to potential energy. It means you can say that the total energy is not equal to potential energy because some of the energy is waste to overcome the friction of the inclined plane. सेकंड पार्ट में आपसे पूछा गया है अकाउंट फॉर द डिफरेंस इन आंसर ऑफ फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड. Means why there is a difference between the answer of first and second? It is very clear, because some of the energy is waste to overcome the friction. Answer of one and second are not coincide because some of work is waste to overcome friction of surface. If somebody asks from you how much energy is waste to overcome friction, how much energy is wasted to overcome friction, very clear. Let that is equal to say W dash, or this is say equal to energy, say E. So this is equal to work minus potential energy, that is equal to 600 minus 450. The answer is 150 joules. This amount of energy is wasted to overcome the friction. Okay. इस तो बाद ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ, ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਰਕ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਨਿਊਮੈਰੀਕਲ ਸੋਲਵ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ. ਨਾਓ second is about kinetic energy. You know, kinetic energy is very simple, that is always half m into v the square. It is always taken in joules, means mass in kilogram, velocity in meter per second square. This is about the kinetic energy. You also know about the momentum, linear momentum. Linear momentum. You know, linear momentum is denoted by P, which is always equal to mass into velocity. P is equal to m into v. P is equal to m into v. You can also write the relation between the two. If you denote the kinetic energy by E, say EK, half P square upon m. This is the relation between energy and momentum. EK is equal to half P square by m. Here P is the momentum, m is the mass, half is the numerical factor. So this is the relation between kinetic energy and momentum. Next one is about work energy theory. Work energy theorem. According to this theorem, difference in energies is always equal to work. Work is always equal to half m v the square minus half m u the square. Difference between initial and final energies is equal to work energy. For example, if we suppose this is a plank, this is a plank, let me suppose the thickness of the plank is 10 meter. centimeter. Let me suppose the thickness of the plank is 10 centimeter. A bullet fired into it. A bullet fired into it. The mass of the bullet is say 100 gram. The bullet is moving with a speed of say 100 meter per second. And the bullet crossed the plank. If the speed of the bullet which is coming out from the plank is 10 meter per second, so how much work is done in this concept? You can calculate. You know how much work is done in this. Question is, how much work is done to overcome friction of plank? Answer is very clear. Work half m, work is equal to half m 100 gram change into kilogram minus 3 v final 10 the square u initial 100 the square. Here you get negative work. Negative work means energy is used to overcome the friction. Clear? Now number next, one thing more, there is another formula to find out the work. Work is always equal to area under force displacement graph. Like if you are given a graph like this one, here is 0, on this side we take a distance in meters, here is 1, on this side we take a force in newtons, and there is say 10. Now in this figure we want to know about how much work is done. Very simple. You know work is equal to area under graph. What is the graph? Graph is a triangle. Area of triangle is half base into height. Half, what is the base? Base is equal to 1 meter. What is the height? Height is equal to 10 Newton. So answer is 5 joules. Means you can also find out the work by using another formula, area under force displacement graph is equal to work. Then about next, power. Basically power is equal to work upon time, or you can also write power is equal to F into V into cosine of angle between the line. Here V is for velocity or speed, F is for force. By this formula you can calculate the power. For example, if we are saying that a crane uplift the mass of 100 kilogram by height say h, say 100 meter, in time say 20 seconds, calculate the power of crane. Very simple. First of all, what you are given? Mass is given 100 kg, time is given 20 seconds, height is given 100 meter. So first of all, we will find out the work. You know, work is equal to M into G into H. Mass, how much mass? 100 kg. What is x into gravity? 10. What is height? 100. So what is your answer? 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 power 5 joules. Now, what is the power? You know, power is equal to work upon time. Work is 10 power 5. Time is say 20 seconds. So what is your answer? You make it 100 into 10 power 3 divided by 20. You get 5 into 10 power 3 watt. You can write it 5 kilowatt. That is the power. Clear? You can have to find out the power by this way. Now, next is about spring. Suppose this is a spring. Every spring has its spring constant denoted by K. K is known as a spring constant. It is given by the relation K is always F upon X. F is the force, X is the displacement. Means its unit is Newton per meter. This is always given to you. K is always given to you. Each material has its own spring constant, K. Now, you know, when you stretch the spring, when you compress the spring, then energy is stored in a spring. How much energy is stored in a spring? Energy stored in a spring, that is denoted by U. Half K X the square. This is the answer. U is equal to half Kx square. Means, let me suppose this is a spring. This spring has a spring constant, say 10 Newton per meter. Somebody stretch a spring by distance, say 10 centimeter. Calculate how much energy is stored in a spring. The question is very clear. Number 1. What is the spring constant? 10 Newton per meter. What is the distance by which spring is compressed? 10 centimeter. Centimeter change into meter, minus 2 meter. How much energy is stored? That is U is equal to half K into X the square. half k is 10 into, you get here 10 power minus 1 the whole square. You get the answer half 10, that is 1 upon 100. You get 1 upon 20, that is 0.05 joules. So U is equal to half kx the square. Last one is about simple pendulum. Simple pendulum. Let me suppose this is a pendulum. You know, all the distances are measured from the center of the bob of the pendulum. This is known as length of pendulum. Length of pendulum. This is equal to always the length from suspension to the center of the bob. Means radius of the bob is account into the length of the thread. Now, suppose a pendulum is raised by some height. Pendulum is raised by some height, say h, from the bottom. The question is number 1, what is the potential energy of the spring if it raised by height h? Very simple. Potential energy कितनी होगी? M, mass of the bob, thread is weightless, into x into gravity, into the height by which bob is raised from the mean position. By which bob is raised from the mean position. Now, number 2, if you want to find the kinetic energy at mean position, the formula is very simple. That is equal to half m into v the square. Means if the bob is released from a height h, what is its energy at the lowest point? Then we will do half mv square is equal to potential energy. Potential energy is equal to half mv square. You can calculate the velocity of the bob at the mean position. There is some loss of energy due to air also, but it is only accountable if you are given that there is always some loss of energy. So try to solve the numericals from your book. If you find out any problem, then contact us. Thank you. Have a nice day.